What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. You've joined us for the previous Arsenal versus Crystal Palace this Wednesday at 8 p.m. kickoff. We're back in the Premier League. The Gunners are flying high, but will the Eagles take us out the sky? That's the question. That is the question of the day.
It's always worst.
You fucked up.
Yeah, I fucked up a little bit. I did it on clock. But it's fine. Will they take us out the
I'm
sky?
alright with it. We're in the Champions League semi-final. You can talk as much shit as you want, man.
Yeah, I watched your vlog. You're very
it?
happy. No, I don't want to redo it. Oh, right, you asked me to redo it. Yeah, you are
case.
changed, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
man,
Real Madrid has changed you. He said, do you want me to read? Do you want to hear it again or not? No. Okay, right, let's get straight into it, people. I actually just read as well. Great stat. 5 wins since we last when we were playing Palace. 5 wins out of 5. The last 2, well, we scored 5 goals. Have we got Palace's number? Is it a team that you don't fear as much going into the game on Wednesday? Because I think they're a good side, but I didn't realise they haven't really caused us problems.
We used to not have a great record against Palace. Quite a few draws I remember here. Your defeat, do you remember when we were going for top 4 under Unai Emery?
Yep.
Winning at Selhurst always felt like it happened once every 3-4 seasons. But yeah, what's this now? We've won 3 years in a row at Selhurst, I think, and now, yeah, 4-1 a couple of years ago here. What did we do last season here?
I can't remember.
No, I think we battered them as well last season here. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember they put us on the first game of the season at Selhurst Park as well. They tried to set us up with a loss. I don't know what year that was. I think that was.
I tried to set us up with a loss.
Well, they did. It was a night game at Selhurst Park. We beat them.
This season we won 5-1 there, didn't we? That's a really open game. One of the most open we played all season. That was the start of Lewis Skelly coming into this team. And obviously from 1-0 down, we went and won 3-2 in the Carabao Cup, and there was a lot of pressure on that competition. So, yeah, we've had some good wins against them this year. They're a good side. I really like Oliver Glasner. It's the first name, right? Oliver?
Yeah, Oliver. Yeah, I had complex as well.
Yeah,
Not too long ago, Oliver. Yeah.
Plays a 3-4-3, but he plays good football. I like Wharton, I like Eze, I like a lot of their players. I think Elise was a big miss, but they actually have adjusted to it a lot more in 2025. One thing is, look at some of those defeats on the road, then they just get hit for 5 at Newcastle and at Man City, which surprised me. And with that, maybe there's a little bit of fear of how much they're conceding, and they've got an eye on the FA Cup game. So I'm not expecting a super secure Palace side of what they're trying to do in this game, if I'm really honest. I'm normally incredibly wary of the opposition, but I feel quite confident in saying that. I think they'll be A, nervous about what just happened, and B, focused on what's to come in a few days to them.
Yeah, 9-1 aggregate in Arsenal's favour.
What excited for what's to come, shall I say?
Fair, 9-1 aggregate in Arsenal's favour of the past 2 games. Who's returning Turkish to the Emirates?
His guy.
Laurie's guy.
Yeah. Nketiah.
And also...
He'll start probably.
And also Matt Turner.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
I forgot.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Genuinely
I just found out now.
Just found out now. You learn something new every day. There you go. Yeah. It'll be Dean Henderson in goal, but Matt Turner will be back in the Emirates again. Hopefully get a warm reception. Sure he will.
Come on, man. Matt Turner. Didn't we have, what was he on loan for 6 months?
No,
we signed him.
£10 million signing.
We signed him.
Yeah. So who was on? Oh, that was Matt Ryan or something.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan did all right.
Yeah. Man, we've had so many keepers over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nketiah returns, whatever.
And then obviously, will you think we'll see similar to what we saw at Ipswich? You think it'll be quite a battering, shall I say, or is it going to be a little bit different to
I think we should beat them, but I expect us to rotate, and I expect them to rotate, but I expect our rotation to still be strong enough to beat them.
You expect us to rotate massively, because there's only 3 changes, major changes?
No, I'd still say rotate again from what we've done again. I think Partey comes back in, for example, but this is a conversation for you lot unpredicted, really.
100%.
But I do think there'll be, some changes at the very least.
Can I ask, though, just quickly on Partey, do you think he was dropped because of what he'd done at Madrid, or do you think he was rotated because...
I thought about it forever.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like an Arteta thing to do.
Should be punishment.
But also, you can also look into it too much. The reality is Arteta has to prepare for a massive game, and Partey isn't available. So really, why wouldn't you play a 90 without him even on the pitch? I mean, you could say to rest other players, but then you've got Lewis Skelly in the 6, and he did other things, so... I think it's more than anything to try the midfield, but it could be both. It could be, listen, Thomas, you're not coming on the pitch because what on earth are we doing that yellow? Now I need to see a load of other things. So you're not coming on unless things get desperate. I don't really know what that looks like for the stage we're in this season, but but we know that the minute he's available for PSG again, that position's his. Because he's a huge part of what we've done well in this Champions League campaign.
It's incredible. The vibe right now, the mood amongst all us fans is so happy. It's so
For the first time this season.
It's really nice. It's really
time.
honestly like I know. Listen, Premier League and people. I said this on when I was in Madrid. I said please keep the same attention, same energy for the Premier League as well because you got to keep the energy the same. I know it's going to be difficult to do that. Everyone's looking at the Champions League, but try to as a fan. Even it's funny when I was at Ipswich, I was singing "Are You Real Madrid" in disguise. Like I honestly hope I see the same against Palace on Wednesday. This is a bit left field. I'm just going to just diag the ball off the pitch. The semi-automated VAR. Sorry.
Joel with it.
Yeah. Only because I don't know. I just want to ask you. You may know this. You may not. It's very left field. The semi-automated VAR. What they brought in. Why so late? Why is it towards the back?
Clubs voted against it initially.
Okay. Oh, was that?
Yeah, that's part of it. That's
Right.
why it's taking so long for us to get. It's the Champions League had it 2-3 years, I think. But the reason it's taking so long to actually implement it this season, something to do with the football. So the technology was in Adidas footballs, which I believe that's Champions League and maybe a few others around Europe. The Nike ball just wasn't, calibrated or whatever it is to that. I mean, there's particular technology in the ball, and we didn't have that. It just. To me, it feels extraordinary that like we would vote for it to come in this season and not have all that ironed out, lined up, and knowing. I also think at this point, finish the season because there's something I don't like about the inconsistencies of it. So, and I know it's fair in the same that everyone gets it for the same amount of games, but you didn't get it for the same games that others. And I know, look, some will say it doesn't really matter. I just think, would you have a rule change in the middle of a game, like in the middle of a season? You do sometimes.
Sometimes they do that.
Like they
the handball rules.
The handball rules. They definitely mess with those a bit. But I just think, clubs agree to these rules, and then that's it. And then if someone needs to change, iron out for the next season. The big thing is just get rid of the PGM. Wow, that'd be a good start. You just get rid of them.
It's true.
Then everything else, I think, starts to look a lot better. Look at some of the officiating in Europe. You see.
Yeah,
I think the ref.
It's been really good.
I don't even think the ref had a good game actually here in the Arsenal Real Madrid game, if I'm honest. But it was never drama. It was never the centre of attention. It was just, for me, it was a bit picky on certain fouls or a bit harsh on others or whatever.
Yeah.
But the way they masterfully officiated that game in Madrid, people say the VAR check took too long for the penalty. That's probably the only thing. I think they came to the right decision. So I mean, semi-automated now. It's in. I think that will help.
I agree. I agree.
What shambles.
No, but thank you for articulating that. That's why I asked this. I knew one of you would know the answer to it, and I remember I was watching obviously the highlights last night, and I was like, obviously it's in, and I was thinking it's 5 games left of the season. Like, really, it makes no sense to me. But the ball and the clubs, not wanting it as well as probably was delayed it so much. But like you said, maybe you should just wait till next start of the season, do it in pre-season, test it, and have it ready for the start of the season. But that was just a bit of a left field diag. Thank you for taking the touch and controlling it. Let me quickly read this stat out, right? Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal's worst month for the Premier League points per game at Emirates is in April. Losing more games in that month than any other. Right. That has led me to this question. Do we tend to end seasons bad? In the past couple of seasons,
last season we didn't end the season bad. We lost one game in the last 14.
Yeah, I think it was 16. Last 16 we only lost one game. So maybe before that.
It's so difficult to know because you could argue this is the 4th season in a row. We've actually ended a season with a bit of excitement for what could happen. I mean, this season Champions League, last season the run-in. The season before that, the run-in we didn't do great in it, but at least there was something. The season before that, we were going for Champions League football up till.
Was that the Sporting Lisbon? Was that when Saliba got injured? Did we?
We lost 2 seasons. 2 seasons.
We ended quite bad after. Well, we dropped off. Not ended
when you
bad.
look at some of the results,
it's actually got there's actually some truth in it when you think about it. The top 4 we fucked it. Newcastle, Tottenham, etc.
Yeah.
The title race first one we fucked it. 8 game, the 31st game onwards.
I think that Villa result came in April. I think it was.
Yeah. Must have been.
We had 4 or 5 other games after
this season off the back of January. Too many draws. Lost against West Ham at home and.
True.
So
it's kind of we don't really ended seasons.
But we've got the Champions League this season, which takes our attention away from it. Do you get what I'm saying? But we don't
want it. But we don't. That's the point of this question. I don't really want it to take away from. Not from the league, because I guess everyone's eyes on Champions League, but like the performances shouldn't dip, because reading that stat, our worst month over the course of the campaign of Arteta has been April. That was quite a surprise to me, and it boded that question for do we end seasons bad?
Yeah, but I just think at the moment that the excitement with us, whatever excitement we have in Arsenal fans, is obviously driven by the Champions League, and also this I know people hate to say it because they ask what phase of the process are we in and all that, but it's almost like kind of fresh start in the summer with Berta, with this kind of like, you really effed it this season on the league front.
Right.
So I think the excitement is kind of like, let's see what we do in the Champions League, and then boom, let's hope for a big summer. That's kind of where all our attention is. I don't want to drop out second, but I don't really care if we're second on 73 points or second on 81, which I think we can get. Don't really care, just, I don't really want to fall much below that. But really all eyes are on the Champions League and then a big summer. I think people are seeing it as, because it's been such a long season. I mean, back in January there was this kind of feeling of this is unacceptable, which it still is in the league in a lot of other ways. But I think there's also a sense of, write off, let's just go on there. Because football, there's always another season. There's always another season. There's always, I think that's where a lot of people's attention is outside of just the Champions League.
Okay, like that question, I haven't got the stat or the answer to this one, but it does lead me to this question. And I've got to try and spruce up the previews a little bit because obviously everyone's in Champions League. What's the best month for Arsenal? I haven't got the answer. What has been the best month over the past couple of years that you like for Arsenal that you've think about it? Think of a month that you feel like, do you know what? We've
I tell you the months I enjoy the most are August to October. I just love those months. I don't know why. Like it's tough. New signings. It's all quite fresh. There's just a lot to play for. I don't think anything ever looks too bleak at that point.
I don't know how to answer it.
I think we're good in December.
I don't know how to answer that, man. I don't really particularly like a month.
Okay, but is there a season? So it's not over the past couple of seasons.
Part of the season you enjoy the most. I love the last part because obviously it's where everything gets decided. But otherwise, the start. I think December to January, Feb's a slog, really.
But I also want to push on the fact of, do you remember Arsenal being really good in a certain month, like over the past recent seasons? Because for me, November. That's my birthday.
November were typically terrible.
Oh, okay.
November. I think that was changed a few years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like November was when the World Cup come in, but they stopped. We broke halfway through November, but we was on a good run. I wore the T-shirt, forgive me, but but I think November's.
I like July pre-season.
Yeah, no, I know. Turkish was July. Turkish was thinking that. He just didn't.
I want to love May. That's what I want to love.
Yeah.
Oh, that's deep.
Really, that's the fucking only. It is though, isn't it? You know exactly what I mean. That's what I want to love, and I can't. I'm struggling to find how I love that month in the last 20 years. But
May's a bad month.
It's not your best question, Cecil. I've done my best.
Okay.
The sprucing up hasn't really spruced it, but yeah.
So, do you think we're good on Tuesdays?
Yeah. What holiday, like? Is it Boxing Day?
For goodness sake, you said it's our best question.
Valentine's Day or is it Halloween?
Lee yesterday at Ipswich said I didn't know my last three questions.
Game, isn't it? Guys, we're wasting all your time. This is just
telling them 14 minutes in or however long we're in. Hit the like button, people.
Oh, no. Wait, we got it here. All right, quickly.
No, they're thinking about the FA Cup so far. We're thinking about the Champions League. Do you know what this is? Families, kids, Arsenal fans, just go and enjoy. Go get to the Emirates, enjoy, make some noise, have a great time with it. Get to watch some great players. Everyone's on a high because of beating Real Madrid. But let's be honest, in terms of like the bigger picture, there's so little on it.
I just don't want that to transcend.
It's not going to make me feel better about April.
I don't want that to transcend.
I'm not going to love this month more because we just beat Palace. If that's what you're looking for, I don't know if that's the direction you're going. I'm not going to think we're great at the end of the season because we won a nothing game against Palace. Just all eyes on PSG. I want to come here, entertained, plenty of goals. I want the players to look good. I want players to look sharp. No injuries. Everyone gets some minutes. More of Lewis Skelly in midfield. Trossard getting a few more goals. Marino balling out in midfield. Ben White knocking on the door for Timber. Kivior looking class for Saliba. Give me all of that. Then I'll go brilliant. Cool. Now we've got 6 days till PSG. We're looking in good shape.
Well, let's hope that is the case. I tried, people. I did try. I was going to read out
what you've been looking at on your phone.
No, because I was going to read out the players that aren't available for Palace, but there's not really many that stand out apart from Chris Richards, my brother.
I'll ask you this:
they got Chris.
Who were the players you take for Chris?
Well, yeah, I was going to end with that. Don't worry, come on, I do my job. Terminator things. I do my job. Anyway, Chris Richards is out of this game. Picked up a red card. I don't know if anyone saw it. Ridiculous, by the way. 2 yellow cards. I feel for Chris because me and him were in the States. Will Smith. We talked Will Smith football. They got Chris Richards, but shame we're out of this game. Have to just drop that in there.
So you feel sorry for him.
I feel sorry for him because it wasn't a sending off.
I feel sorry for Chris Richards because Will Smith.
It wasn't a sending off. 2 yellow cards.
Chris Richards is, bro. I'll be real with you.
He's the defender, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, he's not. Yeah, he's not bad. He's actually not bad. All right, would you take it? Well,
Yeah, well, I had to.
No, Eze.
Eze's the only one though. Really,
Yeah, I don't know if this season
I still would take
quite
Eze.
as electric for him. I'm not having been watching as closely, but when him and Elise were unreal for Palace last season,
I'll still take Eze now.
Those kind of players. Yeah.
Well, that was a short question and answer. Eze is for you, I suppose. It's the only player.
Eze, yeah.
Wouldn't want Eddie back.
No.
Mateta?
Oh,
Save that
Wharton.
for.
Wharton.
Not in the position we're in. I wouldn't want him.
Really?
Yeah, I think we need a bit more experience and
Fair enough.
Has Wharton been
I
good
like
this
him though.
season?
I like him.
He's not been as
I don't
good
think he's
last
But
season.
another
He kinda took him by storm,
young player coming in.
but He's
innit?
21, 22. I get what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, Wharton. Yeah, obviously last season broke into the national side and all that. It seemed good, but yeah, I think Eze is the only really one that stands out for me. Mateta has been good, but she's not the striker that I saw. He's not a ceiling raiser. Anyone else? I think they got a.
Why do I get this feeling that Mateta is a proper Arteta striker? If you look at the way we
big
use our
physical.
strikers,
Yeah.
I reckon Arteta would use it quite well.
Yeah.
We've got enough of those now, man.
I mean, he made
No, I know.
he made Marino
Right.
into
Yeah.
into a,
Havertz
No, I
and
don't
Marino
want
now.
us to sign Mateta, by the way.
yeah.
But good player, like fair play to him.
Yeah,
Good
he's forged. Yeah.
All right, well let's end and close this preview. You kind of shot it in its
To
heart.
sum up, I
Let's
quite
do-
like March. Yeah.
Predict your prediction for the game. Score prediction. Let's go.
What did I say? 2-0 from Frenner. Let's stick with that.
2-0. I think that's a safe score prediction. Gone.
3-1.
3-1. 2-goal lead. 3-0. 1 goal extra. I actually want
Brilliant.
4. Maybe. No. Do you know what? 5-1. Why not?
He said.
I want-
He said 3-0. I want 4. You know what? 5-1.
There's 4 goals. I want to be entertained, Arsenal. I enjoyed Ipswich, let me tell you. Very much enjoyed it. I got to sit back, relax, enjoy us just batter a team. 5-1.
Oh, God.
Let us know.
Does Robbie pay you for this?
He does, to be fair. Big up, Robbie.
To be fair.
Big up, Robbie. Let us know your thoughts and comments below. Let us know your score predictions. What's your favourite month
What a question.
of Arsenal football? Let me know in the comments
What's
below.
your favourite weather to play? Do you think we're quite good when it's a bit sunny?
Tornar's
We-
tie.
we must remember
It's
to be
Tornar's
ready.
tie.
I think sort of around 20 degrees with a light wind is sort of when we are.
Didn't Robbie one day say it's been windy?
He did.
He's a
He
fucking
did.
knight.
He did.
Nah, I'm
He
using
said
that
it's
gun
been
as
windy.
unfiltered.
He
100%.
did.
100%.
He did. He said the wind was terrible. Anyway, that's for another conversation. Love you all. Like the video on your way out, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Peace.